Hey guys, welcome to another week. Last week was really a very amazing week in the market because the market was really slow and a lot of people had to take the chill in the market. For people who are patient enough and for people who aren't patient enough, there was a big blow in the market last week. So we see very good opportunities coming in the market this week. So we're going to be focusing on Euro USD this week. So what do we first do? We go to our monthly time frame as usual. We'll try to understand things from the bigger scope. So on the monthly time frame, what's the first thing we want to do? We want to identify all our different zones on the chart. So let's go. So we have a lower zone, we have a mean range zone, we have an upper zone, and we have all zones identified, right? So we can see the price is actually on a lower high, lower high, lower high. So it's only ideal for us to draw a trend line. So we got our trend line. So from this, the market has given us very nice information. And what does this mean? That means the market is on a bullish streak, right? And now the market is leaving the lower zone to the mean range zone, breaking through this, mean zone along the areas and, giving us a retest around the blue zones. And now price is moving to the gray zone, which is the major mean range zone. So that being said, we have up by highs already, the price is actually moving to the upper zone. So let's go to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, what can we see? We already see price moving on a higher highs, a higher low structure. So what do we want to do? Let's interpret what the market is saying. So let's bring out our different range, right? You can see that after price broke this blue range, it made our retest. So let's actually bring it out. So we have this new range again, right? After price made a consolidation between this new range, you can see we have a first injection right here, second injection, forcing price to break above this range. And about 2 weeks ago, we had a retest right here. And what the price did last week, price started to move on a very bullish movement right after this rejection, right? So we want to be able to identify those ranges out. So we have an area here, putting on the line chart. You can see the price seems to be finding a support right on this level, and price seems like it's ready to move on a long-term push to the upside, respecting this higher low, structure, right? So what do we have in game? So we have been able to identify the highest point the price got and the lowest point. So we have a consolidation. We have a consolidation right in between this level and this level. So what do we have? If price is going to pick up from this level, we are actually looking forward for a long-term push right into the green zone, into the mean range zone, right? So to understand this better, let's go to the lower time frame, which is the daily time frame, to see things and amplify what is happening right on this level, to amplify it much more better. So let's go to the daily time frame. Very good. So on the daily time frame, what do we have? We have price actually came to this higher level. So when price got to this higher level, it started to move on a lower high structure, and it made a low to just retest this level right here, right? So this level that we have, the price rejected right here, if you look at it on the weekly time frame, is actually that area of support, right? We identify this out as an area of support. This is the weekly mini support zone, right? So on the daily time frame, that's not the case. Why? Because we have 3 days. Price broke this 3 days, and 2 days after, you can see the price came back to obey this structure, this level back, right? So which gave us a weak rejection on the weekly time frame. So it's all about timing, right? So on the weekly time frame, all of what happened right on this level is actually a weekly rejection, right? You can see the weak rejection, but on the daily time frame, we have actual candles right here. So in order for us to understand this, we need to identify this area, all of this area, into different zones, right? We know something for sure. The price went on a lower high structure before it made a bounce off this level, right? And we can see that we can actually be looking at a situation whereby this lower high structure will be used as basis of our next, move to find the reasons why price can make the next move. So, but before we have to do that, what we simply have to do is break this all levels right now into its different zones. So right now, let's bring it out. We have the lower zone, we have the mean range, and we have the upper zone. So this is beginning to make sense to us. So what does it mean for us? This means that we could be having that means we could be having price making, in as much as we have price making the push to the upside, right? We could actually be having smaller zones right in between, and we can be taking this mini swings to the upside before we have the major push up to the upside. So apart from that, we have a trend line break right about early last week, we had a trend line break. So this is telling us that the buy momentum has gotten into the market right after we have the bullish injection right on this level. So this is beginning to make sense and get interesting to us. So what do we have to do? Right, we can't just get into the market like this. We need to have a timely entry into the market. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to the smaller time frame to amplify this even much more, better. So now let's go into the smaller time frame. Let's make sure the trend lines are on pinpoint. Right. So this is beginning to get more interesting, right? Now, what has price done so far? It has given us the rejection we needed right on this level. It has given us the rejection we needed right on this level, and price has broken the trend line. After price broke the trend line, it's coming to find like a support right on this level. We seem to be finding a support right on this level, right? This same support right on this level. If you can take this smaller structure into account, you can see the push, you can see the lower high, you can see the push, right? You can see price coming back to this level and price seeming to be finding a higher low structure right on this level. So where's the next move we're considering? We're considering this move next, right? To this daily mini mid-range zone, right? So this is beginning to make sense to us. So let's take this off so that we can see things properly, right? So this is the next move we're targeting, and after this move, we're going to be looking out to go into the next major move to the next daily upper zone. So what are we looking at for this new week? Number one, we would like to see price actually make this push to this level, right? After price make this push to this level, we want to see if this area is going to reject price down to the downside again, right? To either follow this major structure, you can see either price following this major structure of the daily retracement, which is the lower lows, the lower highs, the lows, then price may be moving to this level, giving us a higher low structure somewhere around the 61.8 Fibonacci, right? Somewhere around if price gets to this level, somewhere around the 61.8 Fibonacci, right, then we can now find a push upside. But we're not really seeing that right now. Why? Because the momentum after the bullish injection right on this level is so strong. So what do we know? What do we know? First thing, price is going to make the push of this upside, right? So for people who want to get into the market, right, to that upside, definitely maybe considering like going through the daily time frame and just going to the daily time frame, having like a support right after this level, and trend line got broken right on this level. They may be looking out to look at this, right? But to trade this actually, which is a very good trade, but we're not looking at that. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the bigger shots, right? We want to take the big shot. So what are we looking at for next week? Number one, we'd like to see price move into this level, right? If price could make a move into this level, we're going to look at the reaction of prices, right? When you're looking for the bigger shots, you need to just be patient, right? So what are we looking at? We're looking at price to move into this level. Definitely, if the second injection, which is coming in right here, is so strong enough right on this level. Remember, this is the first injection, this is second injection. Price may be looking at how to give us the break back into this level, right? If we have a break into this level, what do we have? That means we have a break over this old mid-range zone, right? The gray zone. So remember, after a push phase, there has to be an exhaustion, a resting phase for prices, right? Back into the mid-range zone, because it has broken the mid-range zone, is giving us a push back to the mid-range zone right now, and now we can be looking to find our entry on this level. So in this kind of case, what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at, if price should make the push just right there, we may be looking at a situation where we're going to have a stop loss, somewhere around this level, right? Somewhere around this level, and we're going to be having like a push, which is going to give us a TP up to this level, right? Up to this level. We want to get out on the safest point. So we could be having actually a swing trade, a potential swing trade up to this level upon price confirmation. So what is going to be our risk reward if we get into this market? Let's move it a little bit down. If we get into this pair, what's going to be our risk reward, right? We're going to be looking out to risk about 40 pips. Let's make it much more bigger so that the price, at times there's always spike in the market, so we don't want to be taken out by that. So we could be looking at a situation whereby we have 53 pips stop loss, and trying to make 170, which is over a 1:3 risk reward. So this is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be monitoring this trade for next week, and we're going to be looking at what price is doing. So let me take this off real quick, right? So what are we looking at? Number one, we're looking at prices. We're looking at a situation whereby prices make a move to the mean range zone, right? Breaks the mean range zones, give us a retest back onto the mean range zone, right? And now give us a push, right? So after this third phase of injection, right, we're looking for to get into the market. So what's the first injection that we have? We have this first injection, which is manifested, signified by strong bullish momentum. See the second injection after the break of this level to give us the higher low of this smaller structure. The third injection after the break of the mean range zone and retest of the mean range zone. So this is what we're waiting for. So we're going to be patient enough to wait for price to do this while we're going to be very, very accurate with our entry. Remember, we don't, in forex markets, you don't do YOLO trade, right? You want to be able to be precise, right? Entry upon precision when the market has started to make the move. So this is what we got. So if you like this video, we'll expect you to like, to comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful week.